Folks, we are back here for the Mssada Podcast with Keith Mangan, myself, Matt Trahan, and President Kelly Wolf. Let's give her a round of applause. Here she is. How's everybody doing?
Listen, before we get started here, and this is our regular thing we do here before we hear all about Kelly's presidency so far and everything like that, we got to start off. Matt, why don't you tell the viewers where it doesn't look like your regular spot where you're calling in from today. So why don't you let people know where you're at?
It is not my regular spot. I am in Ohio as we speak. Okay. And if you really look close enough, there's some gray in here. I'm working on your style there, Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's new in your life, Matt?
I'm now a Pepe.
A Pepe.
I'm a Pepe.
All right. Well, congrats. How about a round of applause? A good congratulations.
Yes. My grandson Amari Fletcher.
Nice.
So excited. Nice. Yeah, your daughter gave birth this week, and my wife and I are out here to support her. It's been unbelievable.
Awesome. So you chose to go with Pepe instead of Big Papa Pump.
Well, listen, that was my former stage name. I don't go with that anymore.
Okay,
so.
all right. I got you. All right, Kel. Listen, sorry to hold you up here a little bit, but we've been waiting here. We thought we were going to be going live from the delivery room. That there was a chance that might happen. So
no.
That got nixed, and we thought it would be better to not do that. But welcome, Kelly. Thanks for being here with us today. Tell us a little bit about. You're just stepping in right now as you in your early in your presidency of Mssada. Tell us a little bit about where you're from and what's going on in your world.
Sure. Thanks for having me, Matt and Keith. I appreciate it. So I'm the athletic director at Swampscott High School, and I've been here for 10 years and loving it. Things are going great so far. Obviously, fall season in full swing. I can't believe we're almost to the state tournament.
Right.
It's just flying by, and I am really enjoying the presidency. I think it's been great. Tons of support from the board and from Ann Tricco and everything. It's been a nice, smooth transition. Jim Quattromoni, our past president, has been extremely helpful. So everything's going really well so far.
Now, listen, I heard a little story. So I think you have a speech. Right, Matt? Does Kelly do a little speech at the conference or a little bit at the beginning that maybe
I heard it was a dissertation.
Payroll come up and do a little guest accompaniment with the guitar and sing a little song, or is that not in the mix right now?
No, that's going to happen, but I don't know that's going to happen at either the banquet or the dinner. I think that's a private session.
All right, I stand corrected. I apologize.
I heard there's some new verses though. There are a few new verses. So we were given some homework last year, and a lot of us are coming back with some verses. I particularly have a few, but I won't mention them on screen. We'll save it till the big night.
Yes,
I can hardly wait.
It'd be fantastic. So Kelly, talk a little bit more about the board. I mean, I know how I feel. Keith did it as well. It's an unbelievable gift to be the president of such a great organization. But I feel like every time somebody moves on, we tend to bring in somebody who's extremely, well involved and knowledgeable and super helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a great board, very experienced, willing to help, and just super focused on all of our goals. So my first vice president is Jen Govin from Clinton. Yep. She's been awesome. Second vice president is Mr. Buston, Brad.
Oh,
and then
big bad Brad, as we call him.
He's from Durfee. And then our new third vice president is Chris Schmidt, who's added a ton already. He's been great. So we are doing great there. And then obviously, Mr. Trahan, you've moved into our conference coordinator position along with all the other things that you do. Keith is still our money man, obviously. Kara's doing a ton of stuff with the LTI stuff and all that. And Ann Tricco's still our executive director. And we have our two at-large people as well. We have Lindsay and Sarah doing that for us, and that's been fantastic. And it goes on and on from there with various positions, whether it's Andy or Tom or, it goes on. And Eric with the board of directors.
Yep. It's a good group. It's a very good group, a very unified group. I love working with all of them. You had alluded to the conference. we're in full swing. I know it's early, but obviously want to hit the ground running. So we've reached out to all of the vendors, and we'll continue to reach out to the vendors. And you've been great sending me a few new ones as well. So
Yes.
I assume that those are some folks that you work with, Kelly.
Yeah, and a couple of them were just out of the blue. They must have just got my name off of the website or whatever and reached
Yep.
out. I think word really is traveling that our conference is one of the best around. And, people want to get in. They want to be seen, and they know that that's a great place to do it.
Yep. I also think the fact that we're the only conference, I think, in the country that doesn't charge a registration fee speaks to itself. So when you talk about the money, man, whatever he's doing it well.
That's for sure.
He's not really doing anything, to be honest with you. He's just when bills come across, he's writing checks. So
you do a good job, Keith.
Pretty well for us a number of years ago when Fran was our executive director, that changed things over where we're dual state, and now we have where we incorporate our dues right into the institutional dues for the MIAA, and it's really made life a whole lot easier where we're not chasing people down really in March at the conference. So it makes life a whole lot easier, do all that stuff. And with the advent of final forms and the work that we do everything through there and be able to collect money that way. And the work that Tanya does with registration and everything like that. I know you already alluded to Kara. We just put out yesterday, the first LTC course for sign up went out yesterday. I think went live yesterday. For people to be able to take that, but having that platform, which is huge, for people to be able to go through and sign up. And, now I think we're almost going through and just before we were waiting and putting information and having the folks at Final Forms put it up. And now we're able to go through and just do that ourselves and do all sorts more with registration,
Absolutely.
which is huge help. Yeah.
Keith and Matt, I cannot believe I forgot to mention Tanya's name. I can't even. She is like.
You saved the best for last.
Oh my God.
Naturally.
On track. She so knowledgeable. I if she's on here, I totally apologize. Like that is awful. But she's
this is why like a couple of years ago when we started doing this, we actually were trying to not mention people's names because like we're always going to forget the most important people and stuff like that too, or things like that.
There you go. I must have missed that suggestion.
Yeah. That wasn't in the info.
The notes.
That we sent out. We must have missed that.
Notes.
Yes. So what else we have coming on? We got in a couple months here we have the national conference as well. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that as we head down south.
That's always a highlight. It's always a highlight of the year. I'm looking forward to it. They actually just put something out that we're about a month away from all of those registrations getting a hike. So for those of you that are considering going, you should book it now. Book it now before it goes up. The other thing that I saw too that I thought was great, we mentioned Kara tonight. For those who are thinking about getting their CAA, there's actually the NIAAA is doing a study session. So there's going to be an online study session for those that are thinking of doing it. And if you're not doing it, down at the annual conference, it wouldn't hurt to jump on that platform and get ready for our session down in March.
Absolutely. Listen, I was going to say I might not have had to take it as many times as I took it if we had a study session back when I took it. So, but then again, that go for anything, including my senior year of high school and college as well. So that's all right, though. That's all right.
We know this about you. I had every feeling. How are your teams doing in relation to the tournament? Because I'll tell you, I've got some teams that are doing fairly well, but we're moving up and down. We're all over the place. It all depends on who you're playing that week. And it's like you think you're at 23, but hang on a second, you might be dropping below 32. How you guys doing?
About the same. One of our highlights is that we just had, our team didn't qualify for the golf sectionals, but I had 2 student athletes who did, and they both actually played yesterday and qualified for state. So that was really
congratulations to them.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. I'm really happy for them.
Kel, what's the golf course that Swampscott plays out of?
We play out of Tedesco.
Oh, yep. Awesome.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
Really nice course.
That's great for them. We actually didn't have anyone qualify this year. We graduated. We had a pretty good run for a while and graduated a bunch. But same thing, teams going up and down. We had a couple of big wins last week for some of our teams that moved some teams that were slightly out or down towards the bottom, up pretty high. And I got one team who doesn't know. I don't think they'll be able to make it in, but for the most part, all the other ones are trending around there somewhere. But as you know, like every Tuesday, every Friday at 11 a.m., those are popping out, and amazed of the traffic that the website's hitting when that comes out. I know just walking around here, there are kids constantly like right on, boom, right when it hits.
Yep.
They're refreshing their iPads and stuff like that, instead of maybe participating in class or something like that. But that's okay. We'll get right back after it.
You're too funny. Well, it is. Kelly alluded to it. It's hard to believe that we're halfway through October. Like where did that time go? Like I feel like we just got back, but here we are. We're talking about fall tournaments and getting ready to roll. And before you know, we'll be rolling the ball out. The winter's upon us, so it's crazy. It just moves so fast.
Matt, let me ask you a serious question. How did the nationwide search go to replace the former coach that you had to remove down at Old Colony? How did you were able to?
I didn't remove any coaches. They're wonderful. They're all great.
No, I'm saying your former boys basketball coach when you had to part ways with that person.
This is the best move I made. No. After 25 years, it's somebody else's turn.
Yeah.
You know how it is. It's the winter's the winter, right? Like I've got wrestling, I've got hockey, I've got and you guys have a million things going. But when you're coaching the sport in that season, I don't get to give those teams the love that they deserve. And I think it's going to be great because I have two sons there. They love everything about the school that we're at. So one's going to play basketball, the other one's going to be at all the games. So it's and it's great to have my wife with me. So we're going to be, just enjoying the situation and, look back at it and say, hey, you know what? I'd like to think that, the basketball team is in good hands and, left it in a better place than I found. So it's all good.
Well, so last time we spoke, we talked about who's in, you riding in with your two boys to school of what the go-to music is and who's in control of the tunes. So Kelly, let me ask you, and I know it's not you. I know the boys are in control, but Kelly, what's your go-to listen to in the morning on your way in your morning drive?
I'm a country music girl.
Okay.
So I'm usually listening to country music on the way in, kind of gets me going for the day. And that's really what I like. I'll listen to almost anything country, from older country to what just came out yesterday.
Are you on the radio? Are you on iTunes or?
Either the radio or iTunes.
Okay.
Depends on my mood.
Yeah.
It depends on how the radio's going that day. If the programming isn't so great, then I'll switch over to the iTunes.
Okay. All right. I love it. And I love the quick, I thought we were going to hear what the tone was like for the passing bell in Swampscott, but she's quick on the draw right there.
She is quick on the draw.
That's always great. Normally we have a walkie-talkie that come over looking for Mr. Trahan. Can you please report to the principal's office? But that must be different. That's the first time we've had one of those without that happening.
It's usually, Mr. Trey, can you please report to lunch? Keith, you didn't tell us what music you're listening to. Let us know.
Oh, geez. Listen, I am all over the place. Lately, I've been podcasting a little bit and some books on tape, and just trying to do something different. But I luck out. I have a pretty short commute, so a lot of times by the time I start getting into something, I'm there pretty quickly. So, and on my way home, I'm making my phone calls to people, not work related ones, but personal related phone calls that I need to get caught up on. You know what I mean? So. We'll make those and do that while we're running out. Last night we ran out of here, swung through Tewksbury, picked up my wife, went up to Lawrence for my daughter's field hockey game up at Central Catholic that started at 7:15, and game ended. Right back home and do a couple things, and it felt like all of a sudden I was like falling asleep on the couch, and off we went. So as you both know, that the calendar or the hours that we keep is crazy, but trying to find that balance between home and work is the biggest challenge overall, right?
Definitely.
I don't think we can have enough sessions about that work-life balance. I mean, I know we've done it in the past, but I feel like it could be one of those sessions that we should see annually because it is so true. It is so true. We got my man Dino, Anthony Palladino from Joseph Case High School, who just dropped one. and he said acoustic guitar is what he's listening to, and I'm assuming he's listening to Kevin Caro's hit mix. It's got to be.
Listen, I was just gonna say, like, I know we're not sponsored by Gipper anymore, but having those Gipper whistles and Palladino is the man. We gotta constantly give him a shout out. Maybe we'll raffle off this time. We'll get a Fox 40 next time for him if he's gonna join us down in Tampa.
Absolutely, and I still have my my memento that he got me in Austin last year, right here in my office. It just sometimes I'm having a bad day, and I can look at stuff like that, and it just makes me smile.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it. Usually that's what happens to me when I get on the phone with Keith, because I get a song that plays. His ringtone is great, so when he calls me, it's like, all right.
Yeah. It's not just the Godzilla ringtone anymore. It's actually a song now, so that's great.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, I want to ask you guys a quick question in your respective leagues. I want to give a nice shout out to Sarah Martin, who is very heavily involved in the Mayflower League. And she spearheaded a movement last year where twice, 2 seasons, it was the beginning and the end, she did a leadership summit for us. She's setting that back up again, and it looks like we're going to be headed to 33 Forge Parkway for that one. What do your leagues do in relation to leadership and sportsmanship?
Yeah. Kel, why don't you take that?
Yeah, sure. So the Northeastern Conference, every fall, each one of our schools brings 12 students to a conference. We had core trainings this year. We've had them the last few years. They've done a great job for us. And so we do a leadership training with them. Then as a league, the student athletes all have lunch together. And then we're back to school around 1:30-ish so that they can hit their last class and get ready for practice or competitions that day.
Awesome. Nice. So we were running one for a couple of years. So we actually decided to halt for a couple of years. And then the plan is we have a bunch of new ADs in the league, and we'll bring that back in probably the next year or the year after, just because it's, finding that balance of getting out and trying to get kids out of school, especially now in the fall where we're all dismissing for our cross country league championship next week. Trying to find that balance, the sportsmanship summit's coming up for the MIAA, and where they're running different things, and what is a good amount of time to be able to take kids out of school, and as you know, it's like that. The last time we did it, it was the start of like 3 days of straight rain. So we're all trying to participate, but we're all now rescheduling and doing stuff like that. So it gets harder and harder to get someone else to come with us to have those kids participate and stuff like that. But we heard at our last meeting, quite a few different leagues across the state are running their own programs now, which is wonderful. And all the power to them to be able to keep that going the best they can.
Absolutely. I think it's very very important that we do those things. It brings the kids together, right? So we have rivalries between a couple of schools, and it just kind of takes the air out of the balloon a little bit when you sit them in front of each other, and you push the respect factor, right? I really enjoyed it. I think Sarah's done a tremendous job for us, and I'm sure that the folks you work with do a great job too.
Absolutely. So one of the other things that we'd be remiss be doing is giving our shout out here to our sponsors. So Matt, why don't you take that, because you let that roll. No. But I hope guys are going to be in Tampa. Last year was
they will be.
So hopefully they will be there, because not that I'm not supposed to keep bringing this up, but sometimes when people aren't at conferences, if something's brought for them, then I get to take advantage of that and take that myself. So I'll let you take that from there, Matt.
I was told that if somebody's not there, it's supposed to go to the first vice president, and Kelly was the first vice president last year, so you owe her some jerky. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, I don't know what happened to all the stuff I got from the conference last year, so that didn't make it.
I can venture a guess.
Well, that being said, we're very, very fortunate. If you're looking for a fundraising partner, look no further than Gold Athletics. Gold Athletics is the premium fundraising company across the country. If you can dream it up, they have it. Gold Athletics is the only way to fundraise. Gold Athletics, Matt Ross and his crew, they do it all. Give them a shot. Let them know. They'll come out to your school. They will introduce themselves. I actually use them exclusively. They're fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, no, and they've been great. and we've done a bunch. We're doing more and more each year where our coaches have been getting involved in doing some different things and having that option of what I like about it is all the different things that they offer. That's not just, hey, we're not just collecting money for a team. We want to be able to offer something and something that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. For sure. So Kelly, here we are in October. Isn't it crazy though how, I mean, the years are going by quick, but your presidency started and it's like this, March is here, right? And it's so much more than just running the meetings. There's so much more to it than that.
Oh yeah, I can't believe how quickly it's going by. It really is unbelievable. That, like they say, the days are long, but the years pass quickly, and that's definitely true for the presidency for sure. But I am really, really enjoying it. It's been a fantastic opportunity and experience.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love it. Keith, what do you got going on this afternoon? I know I'm going back to the hospital to go see my grandbaby. So what do you got going on?
You have the best day going. Like these are the times that, and Kelly I'm sure will agree with me that these are the times that you just grab that baby, and now it's forget about the hard stuff of raising them. Now you just get to spoil them, right?
Yes.
This is the best time. Not that I'm encouraged. I'm looking forward to that myself because we got some time before we get there. Well, we better. But we got a little field hockey today. Got the Revolution from Acton Boxborough coming to town.
Nice.
So that will be great. And that's it. We don't have much going on, but tomorrow night we have our first home football game on the new field. So
nice, very good.
Looking forward to seeing how that looks. And the people are out right now finishing up a couple little things here and there. So we're excited for that to take place.
That's great.
Awesome. How about you, Kel?
I have a field hockey night game. Playing our JV first and our varsity second. And that's really about it. Our golfers are out right now at our league open. Thankfully, they got a good day, a little cold, but it's not wet, so that's a bonus.
Right.
And that's kind of what I'm looking at for the day. I will tell you, Keith, as you know, and Matt, I don't know if I've mentioned it to you, the countdown is on. We're 7 days away from the grand event. My daughter's getting married. That Keith knows. So yeah, Saturday night.
Congratulations.
By midnight, I'll be a much more relaxed person.
Oh, fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. That's so exciting.
I'm very excited.
Oh, absolutely. Get all those moves going. A little Q-tip.
Listen, let me tell you, I don't want to say they're type A or anything, but they're the only ones allowed to control the playlist. Nobody's allowed to do anything with the playlist.
Okay.
I love it.
We can't ask for anything special, nothing.
Well, I will say 100 years ago when my wife and I got married, there were definitely some songs we didn't want to hear that we had, but after that, it was kind of like go after it. But as long as, I think you got to trust as long as they got the grooves going, maybe a little Bon Jovi, maybe a little AC/DC to get rocking a little bit.
Yeah.
Motley Crue.
Good.
Motley Crue.
I hope so. They both listen to a pretty wide variety of music, and I'm hoping they kind of play songs that hit all different generations of the crowd.
Well, Kel, we'll be looking forward for a review, a music review. Possibly, I don't want to give out too much I want you to give out too much for people to be surprised. But we were just at a wedding a couple of months ago for a buddy of mine whose daughter got married, and they really went above and beyond for the dessert table at the end of the night.
Yes.
So we'd love to hear a review of where we're at, and we wish you all the very best and congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yes, congratulations. And thank you, Kelly, for doing what you do and joining me with the Big Bedford Buck for today's podcast. We will be back again in 1 month's time. Can't wait to see you both again real soon. Thanks so much, guys.
Congrats again, folks.
I appreciate it.